This is how I make a mascot part 2. Hey guys, we're now over in Illustrator and we're going to vectorize this little mascot using the pen tool. So we've got to basically make a silhouette using the pen tool, then pop it through. So we're going to use 2 layers effectively. So we just start, I'm zooming in now using the Alt key, then scrolling back and forth on the mouse wheel. There we go. So we want to start, I usually pick a corner to start on, it's quite a bit easier. So you just hold, I'm using a space key to move about and like grip the page. So this anchor point will stay here, then you will click wherever you want, hold that down, and that will curve the line. Then you just link and leave that. Click again, hold it, curve it, click again, curve it again, come over here, click, curve. Right, I'm going to finish this off and we can cut to it. Here's another quick useful tip. When you're stuck with this curve, it's quite annoying, don't really know what to do with it, so you just zoom in and click back on the anchor point, then that'll reset it basically, so you're back on a straight line. Okay guys, so we've got the silhouette. Now we're going to go through and draw over it basically. So I've lowered the opacity on it so we can, if we take that off, this is what it looked like basically, so we can see through it. So now we want to go into all these little coloured parts and cut them out basically using the same process. So we can put the shade in colour underneath it instead of layering it on top, makes it a bit cleaner. Yeah, so let's cut to that. Alright, so we've done this, got all the layers on there. So now's the fun bit, so we can take this off for a moment. Now what I usually do is make these ones white, the ones that you're going to pop through, so you can kind of get an idea what it's going to look like in a minute. Keep going there, change that, bish bash bosh. There we go, so now we've got a bit of a better idea. So now's the time you probably want to pull about on the anchors. This tool's quite useful. Not this one. I'm just going to pull that around there. No, still not wanting to cooperate. Come on, man.
3 hours later.
A clean curve, but apparently it doesn't want to be that today. I'll change it later. Anyway, so this tool's quite useful. This little dot here. So I think it's on the newest version. So if you've got that, you can use it. But basically, creates a few more anchors and just curves it out. Saves so much time. It's ridiculous. But yeah. So now's the time you probably want to pull about some of the little anchors you're not happy with. I'm not happy with this bit down here, so I'm just going to work through that. And we can move on to the next part. Okay, cool, so this is what we've got so far, but you're probably thinking, oh, where's the text? And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to put text on now. So, give that T a click, come over here. I don't know, you can pick what typeface you want, doesn't really matter. Well, obviously it does, but this is the one I'm using. So, dragons, quite generic. It's a dragon, type dragons. So, there we go. I've got these cool ones, I think CJ Zillion or something, that's his name, sorry, but the fonts are brilliant. So this is the go-to one, red zone, look at that, bad boy. So I usually go for that, chuck that on there, wrong layer, Control C, Control V that, bang. But it doesn't fit. What are we going to do? Right, we're going to go envelope distort, make with warp, bang. So we've got a few options here to play about with. This one, quite decent, but it's not what we're looking for currently. So this one, maybe we see it's beginning to fit. So this is where a bit of experimentation comes in, pulling about, practicing. So I'm just going to mess about with this and show you what we've got. Okay, cool, so I'm quite happy with this. It fits a lot better. I took away the curve on this side because I just thought it'd work better with font because it's got flat sides, so you've got to match that. So now we're going to click on this. We've got to expand it to make it into an object. So there we go. So we can ungroup it and move, or not. So now we can ungroup it and move each part about. There we go. For whatever reason you'd want to do that, I don't know, but it works. So you can click all that, click the background or the main stencil component, and you'll go over here, minus, or not do that apparently. Let's go back to shape builder. So I'm alt clicking each layer, bang 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 bang. So now back to the other layer. Now this is where we can add a bit of flair to the text instead of having it just white. So we could do something like this, a little number. So I'm just doing the same curving, holding the shift key like that. Then you can click back on it. Then there we go. Then I'm holding shift to get a straight line or diagonal. So just shift down there. And I could just click around here. Then I usually find with the white, like really light grey works quite nice. So I could do something like that. That looks quite cool, quite happy with that. So now we'll select it all. Then alt, drag it. Then I usually merge it all. Then we go over here, object, path, offset. So this is how big the stroke is going to be around the whole thing. So 10 is always a safe shout. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, select the whole thing and make it white. But you see these little bits here, we want to click on them with the direct selection tool and delete them. Now just delete like that. So scroll back over, direct tool, delete, 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 delete. Right, cool. So we've got this nice block. So now we want to slide that under. We could probably use the align to artboard to get that better match. There we go. That'll do. So now we want to go ahead and click M, which is the squared rectangle tool. Hold shift, draw over your artboard, then you can realign it. And click an I, and selecting the blue. So now we're going to send it to the back, and there we go. But our cool little shading's gone. So where's that gone? Oh, there it is. So all I have to do with that was select this, holding shift again, clicking that, then send it to back. Then that'll move it to the back behind all the items. So there you go. That's how I make my mascot. I'll be making some more in-depth videos to drawing like the lighting and stuff to give you guys a better idea. But if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, I'm gonna bounce.